Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of Personal Rig Update. And in the previous video you may have seen me strip the Versa C23 and dust out some of the components in preparation for putting it in the X71, which is the goal of me stripping my system apart and making a complete mess and realizing how dusty my current system actually is. But I wasn't able to give it a proper clean out because I didn't have a blower. Well, all that changes, as you can probably see down here. I now have a blower. So the first thing we're going to do is give everything a proper going over. Let's get started. So we've given everything a proper blowing out with the leaf blower, mini leaf blower, whatever you want to call it. And now we're going to start putting things into the X71. So incoming montage with some cool music.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. I'll find you in my walking in the I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality.
So let me explain how the fans are going to work in this particular rig that I'm doing here. Because of where this is, it's going to be really close up against the wall. I don't want all the hot air coming out the back of the case. So I'm going to kind of have it coming out the front because there is a big grill on the front of the case and the air can just flow out through that, no problem at all. So I've got the intake fans, which are what the free fans are at the bottom. They're going to be pulling air in from the bottom. That air is going to eventually heat up and rise, and then it's going to get pushed out through the radiator there and then sucked out again with the fans that come with the case, the blue fans that come with the case. I'm going to rotate those so that that can help keep the rad cool as well. I'm also going to have some on the top. I'm not sure whether I'm going to have those pushing air out or pulling air in. I haven't decided yet on that one. Obviously that one is still taking air out the back, but again I may still flip that round. So here is the finished product, or say finished, it's not really finished, it's an ongoing project that I'm going to be doing over a long period of time. The video you just saw was probably about 4 months ago now, and as you can see from the dust around the fans at the bottom and possibly on the top of the GPU there as well, this has had some use. And in that time I've learnt that the way that I mounted the fans, or the direction of the airflow that I was previously going to use, isn't going to work in my scenario. So I'm going to change that around later on. But for now, this is just to close off this video. So as we are standing right now with the X71 build, as you can probably tell there, the GPU is mounted there instead of vertical, which is how I was originally planning to put this GPU in here, because it does look very nice. And I do want to show off fans and the lights and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, the riser cable that I was using was rubbish, in all honesty, and I kept getting graphical glitches and various things like that. So I'm no longer using that, and I chose to mount that, as you can see there. Nothing much has changed apart from the fact that it's got the DVD writer drive in the top there. There is an addition there, which I've already done a video on, this PCIe X x4 M.2 and M.2 SATA adapter, which I did a video on. Go and check that out down below. Do a search on our channel and I'm sure you will find that. The video was titled How to Upgrade Your NVMe Drive. So go and check that out. It's a very, very useful thing, and it has RGB as well. It's really good. Configurable by the motherboard. Unfortunately, my motherboard doesn't support that, so I have to push a button on the back and choose a pattern. I've kind of got it to the stage where it's kind of matching the blue lights that I've chosen on these Thermaltake fans. So I'm going to change things around just a little bit. I'm probably going to move the rad up to the top and change the orientation of the fans on the front as well. I'm going to keep these sucking air in from the bottom, cool air in from the bottom, heat rises, goes out the top. That's the plan anyway. So because this is only a 240 rad, I'm going to mount the fans on the top of the rad so it's pulling the air through the radiator, and at least that way from the top view it looks like there's still 3 fans. So the other thing I'm going to change on this build over time is the extension cables for power for the GPU and the board itself. So these cables will be replaced and will be extended using black and orange cables. Thermaltake do those, so I'm probably going to buy those from them. I'm going to be replacing all these so they'll match the colour of our logo as well, and the black of the case itself. I am still planning on spraying some of the case in our orange colour, and I still, even now, haven't decided which parts I am going to spray. If you have any suggestions on which parts of this particular case you would want to spray if it was your build, then do comment down below and maybe I can take some of your advice and make this actually happen, and visualize this in a rendering or something before I spray it, just to see what it's going to look like. But yeah, feel free to comment down below of where you would spray the orange on your build. Also, the plan was to water cool this, probably with soft tubing to start with, because I've never done actual proper water cooling before. Obviously we've got an AIO there, anyone can buy an AIO and fit that, no problem, but I want to use a res and tubing and all that good stuff to make it look pretty damn amazing, for me anyway. The problem is that at the current time I don't have the kit to do that, and so I'm stuck with the AIO cooler, which actually is a very good AIO cooler, and I did a video on that as well, and it dropped my temps down by quite a considerable amount actually. This exact CPU, the 4790K, really good compared to the H75 I think I was using from Corsair. The difference between having a 120 rad and a 240 rad is just insane. But all that may change because I'm planning on upgrading, and I'm probably going to go over to Team Red. I've been thinking about this for quite some time, actually, and mainly because, well, they're cheaper, more cores, okay, lower clock speed, but I think for video rendering, not necessarily the editing, for rendering, I'm swaying on the more cores option. So I'm probably going to go with a R5 2600, not necessarily the X. You can overclock the 2600 to the speeds, or maybe slightly beyond the X variant anyway, for much less cost. So I'm probably going to go down that route, and probably going to get a Aorus X470 board to go along with that, so that I can upgrade that to a 3000 series Ryzen later on. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. Sorry it's taken so long to release a video. We haven't done anything in the last month and a bit. Some developments at my daytime job had to take priority. Unfortunately, that meant no videos for a while. So we're back, and hopefully going to try and release more videos more often. Not necessarily to start with every week, maybe every 2 weeks, due to other commitments. But here we are, we're back, we're not going anywhere. So don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below, and we'll see you in the next one.